Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Panda Podcast, the weekly podcast where we talk about games, anime, manga, and all things pop culture. My name is The Hater, and today I'm joined by, let's go with Rob. Yes, let's say hi.
Hey.
Yeah, you don't have to wave. Followed by, who do we have here?
Wasn't Ali?
Okay, it's Ali. All right.
Ali.
And Samwise.
Samwise. All right. So today we're talking about flops.
Movie flops.
Movie flops, yeah.
I was going to say I have a lot of experience in flops.
Like movies that flopped at the box office or with DVD sales, but were actually pretty good.
Pretty good. Always critics.
We
remember
enjoyed,
critics.
but yeah.
Yeah. So, does anyone have a go-to terrible movie that never got a sequel, possibly, that was really good?
I can only think of a sequel that was terrible.
So weird.
Yeah.
I go straight to Ocean's 12.
So
That was a fucking horrible
but
film.
isn't that most sequels that are like horrible?
No, because Ocean's 13 was okay.
No. Part 3 is a different story.
Yeah.
I mean,
Part
okay.
2.
There's an interesting
Part-
topic. Okay. The sequels, number 2 is usually bad, and if you make it to 3, it gets a bit better.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you have
What
proof
about
for this?
Yeah,
What
it's-
about The Hangover?
What about the
especially
Matrix? What about the Matrix?
Yeah.
It gets worse over time.
Oh, okay. If you get to 3, sometimes it gets
But
better.
wasn't that a planned sequel?
It made more and more money each time, so...
Because like there's a well-known thing where sequels don't they're crap. Okay.
They don't live up to our expectations, I guess.
No, it's kind of like
There's a problem with hype.
Yeah.
because just
We talked about this last week as well.
Yeah, I mean
No, if you look
We
at
did.
Half-Life 3, okay,
Yeah.
every one of you will know that Half-Life 2 is a very, very popular first-person shooter game. The problem is Half-Life 3 has been a long time coming. I think Half-Life 2 came out 2004.
yeah.
That's 10 years ago, and everyone's been waiting for 3. If Valve's smart, they'll never release number 3.
Oh, they're never
because there
going
is
to.
no chance, unless the game generated unicorns and presented porn stars in front of me, I would not be able to enjoy it as much as I think I will.
But they don't. They're never going to.
It can never be. It can never meet it. It's had 10 years going.
That's true.
Duke Nukem,
Yeah.
Stalker
for
had a
sure.
similar problem.
That was a game flop actually. The Duke Nukem that was in development and redevelopment for what 10, 15, 20 years or something.
It's almost as old as me.
yeah. Like the game before it was round. When,
I like Duke Nukem. If you play the original one. If you play the original one, you can go up to an arcade game, and it's actually got Duke Nukem the game. And you go up and play to it. I don't have time to play with myself. One of the best stupid lines in any game.
It made sense to me. I love it. Yeah. I mean, there's a few that always beat this as Aliens, where like the sequel was better. It was better, if not just as good as the original. There was Terminator 2. There's a few movies where the second movie is, but for the most part,
Terminator 2 was very good.
So you know that, but when you look at other movies, like obviously The Matrix, Hangover 2 is the same movie, but they substituted animals and stuff. That's
And was it in Thailand?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
And then number 3 was just in Las Vegas.
And it was just the same people
Again?
doing the same thing again and again.
He had a hangover and a problem occurred.
Okay, and it's just like, why don't you at least if it was new characters or new people, we'd be like, oh, they didn't know. Well, this happened last time. you should have got.
You think he'd be like, oh, in my calendar, he's got to get a hangover. We've got to go somewhere different, boys.
Yeah, he's probably just on the roof. Like. Yeah, no, but like,
Story.
that's generally the case.
Toy Story. I'll get fucked.
Hey,
Actually, Toy Story, the hype
was-
for Toy Story for 3 actually,
Was
like
it-
that was like 8 years or something.
No, but 3 was a very good movie, realistically. It was actually smart.
Yeah.
2 was...
2 was good. It had Fraser Crane in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Which one was Frasier?
The prospector, Pete.
Yeah.
That was Kelsey Grammer.
Okay.
Is there a fourth one coming out?
They say, but it won't have the original cast.
Oh, that's
and
fine.
he's like 160 million years old.
He's a bit
and, and I think Woody and Buzz, the actors, play a cameo.
I think they need new
It's like
toys.
one of those ways to same as what's the fucking new Finding Nemo? It's like Finding Dory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird way to make a sequel.
I know.
Yeah, it makes sense though. She got lost. Finding Nemo.
Finding Dory.
The conversation is strong with this one.
Yeah.
But what is a movie? You mentioned something before about some.
Equilibrium?
Ah,
Yeah, it's a Christian Bale movie that's a cult classic. If you like action and if you like
The fight scenes are amazing.
the choreography is great because basically the director he made up a whole new martial art combining tai chi and guns.
What's it called? Gun kata? or
Gun
something?
kata. Yeah, and he's just crazy. Like basically the science behind it is using the data of like a lot of gunfights. They calculated the probability of where people would be standing and stuff. So if you just it maximizes your accuracy by putting your by like posing in certain positions and shooting, right? And like,
it's like Kama Sutra for gunfighting.
yes, and it looks visually amazing. But it's got a deep plot. When I say deep, it's like very up itself. Like, yeah, like,
Deep and up itself.
Wait,
That's
yeah.
a good description.
Wasn't it mostly revenge?
no, because like there's zero emotion in this world. Because the premise is that in emotion causes chaos. Chaos causes like World War IV, like people fighting. If you remove emotion, like you'll remove all of that conflict. But then you remove everything worth living. So the whole point of the movie is like the resistance. They like to feel. And then this guy, like slowly, he's like the best inspector that like takes out these people, but he comes over to their side slowly and he changes the world. But mainly he kills a bunch of people and it looks really amazing.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, it looks really good.
Like,
That's a really, really long description.
I
I like movies like Die Hard. There's a bad guy
Die
who
Hard.
shoots bad people.
yeah, but
Die Hard's a
in an
good
interesting
example
way.
of this theory.
Yeah.
Number 2 was a fucking terrible film.
How many films are out there for Die Hard now?
What?
Five.
There's 5. Because there's the
Five.
first one, then there's 2. 3 was good.
Yeah.
Because it was revenge from number 1.
Yeah.
4 I liked.
if I'm not mistaken, he didn't say his catchphrase because it was aimed at a PG-13 audience.
No, he did. He did, but you had to get the uncut version of the movie.
Wow.
There was actually
You
two
had to
different
jump
versions.
through hoops to get to this.
Yeah, it's
okay.
too hard to get there. Then
Yeah.
number 5, he had a son.
He
He just makes children.
he had a so what?
John McClane just fucks and kills bad guys.
Look, odds are he probably cheated on his wife somewhere, and like it's probably a step son or something, so it'll be fine. Like, look, do you really need to like? They just lent his name to the franchise. They're like, we need this guy to like make a movie. Let's make John McClane his dad. Like,
And in the 6th installment, he's the villain. They show that he set up everything
Probably.
until the 5th film.
yeah.
You find that the directors actually
Actually-
feel it all along.
In Looper, he was more or less like a bad guy, and I couldn't actually take him.
Looper was a bit of a flop.
It was, but the thing is, like, just in terms of, can you picture him as a bad guy? I kept thinking he's doing this for a good reason. He's killing those kids for a good reason.
You
It's
couldn't do
just
it.
like-
It's same when you find out that Jim Carrey. Remember when everyone was into Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
How many years ago now?
Yeah, that was a
But
good time.
Before he did all his comedic roles, he had this one serious role where he played this uncle. And this girl died. I forget what the movie was.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there waiting, like, oh, it's got Jim Carrey. This is his first appearance. You're like, I'm waiting for the jokes. They just don't come. You're just pumping, but there's no, like, ejaculation from it. He's just shit.
That must have been dark.
It was a really dark film, except not as dark as, like, what's that? My Sister's Keeper?
Isn't that
Oh,
the film about
isn't that-
cancer and
No,
stuff?
so
With-
that's an example.
with
So
Cameron Diaz?
You've got Cameron Diaz in it,
Yeah.
and normally you see her as a sexy, hot, feisty, strong woman.
Yeah.
In this movie, she plays a villain of a mother who uses her own daughter. Well, she's got one sick daughter, and then they genetically modify the new daughter so that they can, like, have surgery to give parts to the sick daughter.
Yeah.
It's a terrible way to see Cameron Diaz, and this proves your point.
Like
With-
sequels? Or you can't see certain characters a
Some
different
character-
way. Yeah.
It's like if you saw Sheldon Cooper as the emotional, Jim Parsons as an emotional pastor or something, looking
Yeah.
after children.
I couldn't take it seriously.
You couldn't even do that.
I mean, look, there are times when people do slowly break out of their roles. Like Channing Tatum used to be Channing Tatum, but not, like now he's also got like he's got comedy roles down a bit. Like when I see I
Are you
laugh at
kidding?
him.
Have you seen his facial expressions?
Yeah, it's the same.
It's the same. He's worse than
No,
Keanu Reeves.
Oh no, but
Worse than Keanu Reeves.
but Keanu Reeves
and
is
his movies are worse than Keanu Reeves.
but Keanu Reeves is a mainstay of that. It's like, you know, comedians that make that. What's the deal with this? That's Jerry Seinfeld. No one else can do that. Keanu Reeves is the alpha. Like everyone else comes after Keanu Reeves as the deadpan. Huh? What are we doing? Like just.
Whoa.
I
Yeah,
think Christian
that was
would
amazing.
give a good run for his money.
He's still the alpha. Everything else comes after him. Yeah, like, but I think the one with the most deadpan face, who I really don't appreciate, is Matt Damon.
Matt Damon just has autism. Or Down syndrome. Or both.
But
So
like,
he's just incapable of looking human. He's
But
just been ugly
he
forever.
was really good in The Bourne Identity. Because he played a character that didn't know anything, and I was like, I believe you don't know anything. That's like, this is very good acting on Matt Damon's part. Oh, I can believe it's a believable character, not like a Beautiful Mind, or it's
He's the original Jon Snow.
yeah. Well, like what was that movie? He did that movie where Good Will Hunting, where he was like a genius. I was like, I can't take this Boston guy seriously as a genius. Like
I got all the
Good Will
man.
Hunting, yeah.
I don't know. He was also in that, The Departed, which was actually a good movie.
Yes.
But let's go back to the topic that we started. The topic was we want to do movies that we liked but were terrible. And I, unfortunately, did not like the new Mad Max.
Really?
I heard it was quite good.
I really
I'm
liked it.
sorry. It was just a long, repetitive movie. And there's no character development at all, which sounds fun. You're like, oh, I just want an action movie. It's just cars blowing up. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
You sit there for 2 hours, and it's unfortunately a bit weird because they've all got like staples and stitches and robotic prosthetic limbs. They've all got breathing apparatus. It's a bit creepy for my taste. It's just the whole movie of this. The ending is, and it's not a fucking spoiler. Sit the fuck down. The endings has the main bad guy. His mask gets ripped off because they attach a chain to it and the wheel, and it pulls it off his face, and you see these bones underneath.
That sounds amazing.
No, it's
I
the same-
loved the movie, but
it's the same problem with Left 4 Dead 2. The Australian government, so we only heard about this, but the Australian government banned the violence within Left 4 Dead 2. They actually censored it. So anytime you'd shoot someone, you did not see limbs fall off. I actually like that concept more. I don't need that level of detail in decapitating someone. Bruce looks a bit fucked. He's like, how could you not be into this?
no, it's just I don't.
But
to be
Mad
honest,
Max
I don't.
did that.
Look, a lot of games have the you can turn off the gore setting, like if I'm not mistaken, and I don't appreciate not getting the full version of a game compared to other places in the world. Like I feel like you judge a product just by itself. You don't judge it based on your country's version of the product. Like, I would prefer if I got the original and then I made my decision based on that, because when you have man, what was that? There's this movie with Ashton Kutcher where like the Butterfly Effect. It has different endings, and they have massively different endings. Like, have you seen that movie?
I have never seen. Who has seen that?
No. Okay, so basically, one of the
Yours,
endings.
how many of you have seen this movie? That's right, you can't answer because this is a radio podcast.
That is, yeah. Basically, I watched one like overseas, and then my friends over here watched the Australian version. I watched the international version.
So,
And
like, how many different endings?
So how many different endings?
I think there's 3, but I only know 2 of them. And the way, like, the one I saw is basically he can go back to a point in his past, and he can change what happened in that moment, and it affects everything up to that point in the future. The one I saw is a fairly happy ending one. He goes back. He tells.
This is an exact recount of the story.
Yeah, he goes
Congratulations
back.
if you want to watch.
He tells the girl to like fuck off because he knows that by being in her life it kind of messes up. And then they go their separate ways. And then 20 years later, they kind of pass on the street and they kind of have a feeling that they're supposed to know each other. But then they keep walking and it's fairly happy. They look well put together. But the version that the Australians saw was super dark. He goes back to when he was in the womb and he chokes himself and he dies.
I've heard of this movie.
I want to watch this now.
Okay, and I was like, I saw a happy ending. I was like, man, that was a decent movie. And then they were just like, dude, that ended so bad. And I was like, what did you see? And when I was like, okay, okay, you're right, that is bad.
The first ending you told me about, it reminded me of 5 centimeters per second.
No, it reminded me a bit of Angel Beats.
But
Angel,
Angel Beats, yes, yeah.
That's what I got the sense of, except there's no time traveling. But you're right, 5.
Yeah.
What about the girl who jumped through time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that song? It's that song by Yanagi Nagi, and it's the whole plot of the song in the 3 minutes is about she loved this boy, and so for some reason she's stupid, but she can only jump forwards in time, which is a bit of a useless power. So the point is, but she also gets older each time she jumps.
What's the point?
So
Does she get smarter? Does she skip? Is it like for training montage?
I have no idea, but it ends with her. She's now old, and the world's ended.
Okay.
It makes no. If
Wait,
I understood
if she gets
Japanese,
old, but
maybe
how
it
does
would
she
make
get older?
sense.
How does she get older?
I have no clue.
No, because, like,
you
if
just
you-
watch
does she
the
get
video
older?
and she gets older.
Does she get older, like in relation? Like if she jumps 10 years, she gets 10 years old.
I
Because she can't go to the end of time and be alive and
Or
old. But
is she going back in time? I don't know. But this is all it reminds me. It just makes no sense. But the ending you said, the Australian one sounds better. And
it probably is better.
And
it's just dark.
if there was like an Angel Beats ending where nothing happy ended, I think that would be a good ending.
It doesn't have to have a happy ending.
I don't like happy
man.
endings.
I like happy
No,
endings,
no,
right?
the end of Dodgeball, okay? Dodgeball has an example where the average Joes win and everyone's happy. Yay, the balls. I love balls. But what team was the Fighting Cobras or whatever? Ben Stiller's character was a lot better. And the point is, his team lost. They were the bad guys. And he says at the end, he says, oh, look, the good guys won. Big fucking surprise. Because they had the original ending where the average Joes lost, but the American audience did not like that. I like dark endings purely because they don't exist.
Except in the alternate endings.
Except in alternate endings that we don't get. Apparently Australia got an alternate ending that was a lot better.
Oh my god, it was a big shock.
I would have preferred
There
that.
should be a simulator for this womb strangle simulator.
I mean, both endings.
That would be edgy.
Pretty depressing anyway.
In a few years,
It was a good movie.
It should become. There's all those stupid simulator games. Surgeon Simulator. There's one simulator. It's like my roommate Sonic the Hedgehog.
Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator's a good game. Except what's it simulating? It's not a normal goat. Seriously. The fuck is that game?
Farming Simulator?
What?
Farming
Hey! 420 our weed every day.
Like, really?
Critical mission
You need a
values.
game to go outside and dig up some dirt.
No, how many times did you no-scope the weed into the bucket? I did all the time.
I didn't even want to go and play. I just went outside and did it in our paddock. I mean,
Fuck, my sister and I actually landed that game.
It's like $79 or something, right?
But that's just games in general.
Yeah,
but still,
I got it for cheaper. I'm not going to say how much cheaper, but my sister and I had to land that game. That was a fucking waste of time. I would have been better like learning religious studies or some shit. Like
you should have come to my school, man.
I had ARIA in my school, but the point is, if there was a movie set in my school, it would be called like Stab the Stabbed. And just have everyone stabbing each other. I went to a fucking terrible school.
Not quite, but pretty close.
Pretty close.
I think you have to go a little more south for that one. But
No, but every night you hear the phrase "under the bridge," and it sounds like that sounds like what John McClane should say.
No,
if we
that
go back to
sounds-
that
isn't
"under
that
the
anime
bridge."
as well?
Isn't that a Red Hot Chili Peppers song, album?
Is it?
Under the Bridge?
Wow,
Yes.
I don't even know that reference.
yes.
I just know an anime called
Under the Bridge. Oh, yeah, Undercover Under the Bridge.
Ah, yeah, I need to watch that, but I haven't watched that.
I couldn't get into it. I watched it.
Same. I watched like 6.
I watched
episodes.
3.
No.
So
I am okay
so,
with not even seeing the
So
original.
moving back to our previous topic.
Mad Max was great.
Man,
That makes us not a good movie. It does not deserve a
Okay.
sequel.
Oh, not a sequel.
It's up to the
it was
the fourth movie
It was
now.
visually gorgeous. Like
It was visually perfect.
that's all I'm gonna say. Like it was out there. The things I saw, I was like, that's real wasteland stuff. And like I appreciated those Aussie women at the end.
Yeah, it was a bit weird because they're all Australian, and you know the
They're
original
always
Man,
Australian.
You know that Mad Max is an Australian movie,
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
Mel Gibson's a fucked up Australian.
Yeah.
Long live Mel Gibson.
Old school, yeah.
But it's still weird seeing a Hollywood movie with Australian accents. You're like,
Well-
you don't see that often because they're not the classiest sounding accent. G'day, mate.
Like the art, like everything that was designed, like the costumes, everything looked out there. Never seen it before. Probably never see it again. There wasn't character development. There wasn't. The plot was silly, but I don't really care.
They did a lot to try and get the scene setting right in that one. They waited. They planned it all, and then just before they were going to head out to Australia to the location, it rained, and then suddenly everything went green. So,
you know that all the vehicles in that movie are drivable.
Okay.
They didn't look not.
All the vehicles in that are actually built and are actually drivable.
But one of them was like a big rig. One of them was like a bunch of them.
No,
were
but
like,
remember, that's all just steel plating, aluminium plating. That's irrelevant. The engine just has to be in the bottom. It only has to be 1.4 liters.
No, all of them looked like they were real. They didn't look like Batmobiles or something. Like
even the Batmobile in the new movies is real.
Yeah,
Ford
it
actually
is.
built the reverse.
yeah, but they had to go out. Like this looked just like it didn't look that custom job. It just looked like.
Pimp My Ride Man Max edition.
Exactly, yeah.
Yo, we
Like,
saw you
for
wanted spice. We
Valhalla.
got 20 spice.
Yeah.
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
I love Pimp My Ride. Come on, let's go to things that need a sequel. Pimp My Ride. You need to go back. Yo, you know, we like you know.
We pimped your ride.
We know you like Xboxes, so we put 3 Xboxes.
We put Xboxes on your Xbox.
And then there was one, I remember they built a ute.
Maybe, I don't know.
G'day, mate.
sheep.
Sheep.
But no, that's New Zealand.
New Zealand.
No,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
Australia has
No.
more sheep per capita.
Yeah, but Australia has everything more per capita. It has more pollution, more obesity.
Dude.
Yeah, less people. That's the only thing. Yeah, more kangaroos per capita than everywhere else in the world.
Kangaroos. I saw 4 kangaroos on the way to work.
I see. No, there's like 50 million kangaroos, 22 million people. Like, there's way too many kangaroos.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
There's more kangaroos in Australia than people.
Oh, that's awesome.
Double.
See, we need a sequel to that, which is the Armageddon of all kangaroos.
Yeah, Kangaroo Jack. That needs a sequel.
What the fuck is that?
You've never seen Kangaroo Jack?
No.
That sounds like a porno I
It's
need to
Jack
watch.
Black and okay.
Ah, Jack Black.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack, I hate...
And
any Jack Black movie is not a good movie. School of Rock, the only one with
Okay,
non-standing.
okay. I was-
Because it had Miranda Cosgrove.
But that was
Yeah,
a very
yeah.
suitable role for him. That was
See, that was good.
very good.
Name
because
another one he was
he's
in.
good with music. He's
Yeah.
really he's not just playing. He's actually very nice.
That makes it a good movie.
No, I mean like a lot of people like they'll do. Some people like they're actually good performers. Like he's actually gone and done a lot of music stuff, and he's very good at it. Like he can sing, and yeah, his singing is really unexpected for.
Oh, really?
There's something about yeah.
We mentioned Christian Bale before, and there's a scene in Simpsons that lives throughout my head. And Marge is trying to convince Homer The Simpsons is a TV show. And Marge is trying to convince Homer to do something nice. And she says, you should do it for Christian charity. And Homer responds by, Christian charity? What does a porn star have to do with my good act? And it's true. Admittedly, I tried to Google it, see if it's true. It is not. But it sounds like something that might be a real name.
That's true. It might be a real fake name.
It
yes.
might be a real fake name. Christian charity.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, what's my name? Ali.
Ali. Why are you asking me what your name is?
Because it's my real name, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not a stage name at all.
And I'm the midget from Lord of the Rings, of course.
Yeah. Well,
Is that?
it-
I've never watched
poli-
Lord of the Rings,
the
and none of them
politically
deserve
correct-
a sequel.
Politically correct term is Hobbit.
Hobbit.
So, yes,
Sorry.
Oh,
like that.
Are we allowed to throw you at like things? Let's admit something.
right.
If it happened in Wolf of Wall Street, it probably should not happen in real life.
Yeah.
That's a general rule.
That is a very good rule to live by.
That's a general rule of term. I tried to throw a midget once, and some police officers like, you can't do that, sir.
Oh damn.
That ended that.
That ended that.
I'm sure this is a true story. You
I'm
guys
sure
don't
this-
believe me.
Yeah.
This is not a lie at all.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go Google Ali midget throwing and then police. I'm sure it'll pop up
It
with
sounds like
something.
the name of my next mixtape.
Spitting fire.
You, Robert. Movie.
I kind of liked it. I'll say I liked it in the first watch, but then realised it really was crap. But the Gantz films.
The Gans.
Are they live action?
Yes, the live-action Gantz films.
Isn't Gant the clothing label?
No.
No, Gantz.
Gantz. It's like people. It's a Japanese story thing. Like they
Yeah.
kind of die, but then they go to like weird purgatory kind of place.
Yeah, so
they're kind of like ghosts, but they're also alive.
Is that the one where there are aliens in the ending?
That's
yes,
the one.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So their mission is to
Yeah.
remove these aliens.
Gans.
But it
Is the manga ongoing?
No, it's done.
no,
not
it's done.
Yeah, it was very strange, but it was alright.
It's after trying to watch because they did it in 2 films.
Oh,
After trying to watch the films again, it was like, what did I actually like? It wasn't.
I'll move on.
No.
Can we?
No, we saved that one.
For,
That's in the box.
for a special episode.
Yeah, that one.
Like we bring an actual chicken inside.
Yeah,
Bring in Jonathan. What about Shigatsu?
that was bad. We discussed that last week. It was bad.
Damn. Sonico? That's bad.
Because you watched it for the movie, for the plot
Anyway,
and
so
stuff.
is
for the
anyone
plot,
planning
of
on
course.
watching the Attack on Titan live action?
I do not.
No.
Soon, like I'm gonna check it out anyway.
Yeah.
I
My friend is threatening me to come with him to watch it, so I'm like, alright.
to be honest, I haven't actually watched any more than the first episode of the
I've
anime
watched
series,
zero.
okay.
but the amount of hype that is behind it
It's
concerns me enough.
it's
No. Does hype mean that it's going to be bad? Yes. Charlotte is an example of that right fucking now.
But-
that is so bad.
However, you have just contradicted yourself. Last week you said it actually was good.
yeah.
It ended on a good note, but unfortunately, it's still at like episode 6. It's taken a long time to like make pizza sauce a thing.
What?
They said she could be anything, so she became pizza sauce.
Oh
Right.
god.
But don't forget,
It's like that girl in Akame ga Kill.
Oh, my
They said I could be anything, so I became a lollipop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dark.
But don't forget, this is key. They take things slowly.
They don't. Angel Beats, by episode 3, one girl had disappeared, and you see suddenly something. Episode 10, you
I
have a
never
lot
made
of
it to
people
episode 3. I was
Really?
I was on episode 2, yeah. But so I guess it kind of moves quick. It just yeah.
Anyone watching Gangster?
Gangster.
No.
I have a lot of hype with that one.
Good anime.
No, but it's
I
like,
don't know about the hype. I usually block myself away from the
Oh, okay.
So.
A lot of people.
I don't
think
own
it's very
Beats
popular.
headphones, so I can't watch Gangsta.
I don't know. Look, I'm probably gonna watch it. It's probably gonna be disappointing because
they
live
give it a
action
7?
anime is
Relatively low.
almost never. Have you guys ever seen any good live action anime that comes to mind?
Kimi no Todoke?
Yes, thank you. Kimi no Todoroki.
Which is like, you are Todoke. So-
I can reach you. Or
Kimi ni
something?
okay, so that's the one with the black haired chick, right?
The black hair Japanese.
Black haired chick.
the black-haired Japanese girl.
No. She gets compared to the ghost chick from Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadako.
So
That's the only, but unfortunately, that's also the only live action that I've watched.
That's because it has no action in it. It's just romance and
Well,
stuff.
that's why I watched it.
I just mean like real life
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Usagi Drop. I love that film.
I still,
I was
I,
like,
loved
you
it.
dropped-
I have not watched
Isn't that a TV
Okay.
series?
Yes.
No, it is a TV series, but there was also a movie at the same
Okay.
time. I think.
No, came after. The anime series I quite liked.
Watch the anime. Do not read the manga.
Yes, do not read the manga.
Never read manga.
I see.
Never read manga.
Hey.
Okay. So, guys, that concludes another episode of the Panda Podcast. Remember to like this podcast on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. We'll eventually put this on iTunes when Panda figures out how to do that. Catch you next week.
Expect fire.
And laters.